now.
We start tonight with new information that's just come into our newsroom about a fatal crash involving the family of a Chris County Sheriff's deputy. Another deadly crash in South Georgia. More details on the mother and son involved in a head-on collision and what possibly caused it.
We've got to get the debris out of there. We've got to get the water decontaminated.
A massive sinkhole is still creating issues for some Florida residents. More in just minutes. With the heat rising here in Southwest Georgia, what you need to know about protecting your pet's paws.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WALB News 10 at 11.
Less than an hour ago, those close to a woman found dead with multiple gunshot wounds last week joined together to remember her. Just in this window here, this is where the dispatchers are. They've already taken a number of different calls. We're going to show you where some of the city leaders, county leaders here are kind of monitoring the storm right now. I'll open this up. But like I said, this is where everyone's kind of monitoring the storm, as you see back on the board. Some without power in Albany are deciding not to go to shelters despite dangerously frigid temperatures. Tonight, officials are urging those folks to stay out of the cold.
So good news for those people tired of the cold.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Andrew. Wind is still blowing out here, and we are with the sheriff of Mitchell County. He's been driving us around, but one thing we've seen out here is pecan trees are down. We see a lot of things like this, these pecans, these young ones out here. And take a look at this tree. Like I said, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, loosening up these roots, and these big pecan trees have just fallen over here, but they're not the only ones. If you take a look across the street here, as the wind is picking up, you'll see that some of those young trees are partially bent over, some other ones completely destroyed, and the wind is really picking up right now. Allman passed away last month at the age of 69. Now, Allman, a Southern rocker, was actually supposed to perform this weekend, but instead hundreds came out, like Jimmy Carter, as we mentioned, to pay their respects at his funeral. All right, thanks, Dale. You did get to include a lot of Warriors references in there.
A lot, but he's from Cleveland, guys. I had to make sure
Tough
I rub
night.
it in a little bit, Yolanda.
All right, thanks, everyone. Have a good night. There's going to be some questions I'm sure I'm going to be asked.
That's true.
All right, now these questions, you guys have to come up with the answers on your own. Which NFL team raises a flag before every home game in honor of the 12s?
Seattle.
Yes, sir. That's the Seahawks.
That's good. That was good. You got it. All
You
right.
get to, don't forget your ball.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Brian's song.
Yep, that's
What?
right, Coach.
What? That's not fair.
That was too old for you. That was way too long ago for you.
You
It's all
are
good.
wiser beyond your years.
That's
That's
true.
why I put these in.
That's
They
true.
did a remake of it.
That's
Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. I'll have to look that
There
one
you
up.
go.
That was good.
You can check that out. All right. After giving birth, one new Valdosta mother returned home to find her house burglarized. No baby clothes, monitors, or even bottles for her newborn son. Donna Larry went to her stepdaughter Alexis's home Thursday evening. Bodies and aircraft parts were recovered today from the sea off of Myanmar, where a military plane crashed yesterday. Officials say the plane was carrying 122 people, including 15 children. The aircraft left a city in the southern part of the country, heading for Yangon, en route over the Andaman Sea. It was raining, but not heavily at the time contact was lost with the plane. According to police, 28 bodies were retrieved, but had not made it to shore yet.
With Mike Fussell.
High school basketball is back, and now we have a look at some of tonight's biggest matchups from the Albany Tip-Off Classic. First, Lee County facing Monroe. The Lee County cheerleaders rooting for a Trojans team that went into the fourth quarter with a decent lead. 7:30 left in the game. A rebound ends up in a dogfight right here. Monroe secures it, and Harris squeezes this one out, and he's going to go to the line with that too. 48-41, though. Lee County. Monroe keeps up the energy, and it's inbounded, but Tyler Cuthbert, that's who it was, a Monroe Tornado, says no, 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 stops the shot, but they're still down. It's because of plays like this. Raekwon Thomas is open, and he drains it. The lead extends to 13 for the Trojans, but Jeremiah Ingram wants his shot too, and from far out on a bounce, it's good. The final 66-49. Lee County gets the victory. And a packed crowd in the early game as well. Doherty taking on Westover. Patriots with the lead in double digits in the fourth. Cameron Shelley gets the mid-range jumper to go, extending the lead to 20 points. Doherty would try to fight back late. Kayla Dungy cleans up the miss and gets the putback to go. Her first bucket of the game. And a few possessions later, scramble for the ball, but Tiana Martin finds Janae Brown for the easy two. It's a 10-point game right there with 4 minutes left to go. Westover prevailed, though. Jasmine Jenkins gets the easy two off the rebound as well. The Patriots win it 55-46. And coaches were just as excited for the Monroe-Lee County girls game. Monroe, they're going to pass it in for about a minute 20 before the half. Monroe's Austria Johnson sets up her shot right here, and it's good. Monroe holding about a 10-point lead at this point. But right after, it's Johnson again. She's going to be in the right place at the right time. She nails it from the inside. She'd have 11 points on the night. But look at this. Boom! Blocked by Aisha Jackson. Monroe follows up and gets the points after the solid defensive play right there. But Lee County, they can move the ball too. Charisma Barner ends up scoring, and she would do it again just shortly after. 15-point game for Barner as well. The final, 56-46. Monroe holds the lead. But let's not forget, football season is not over yet. High school football playoffs are getting tougher and tougher each week, and it's also getting harder for us to pick our Play of the Week winners. So take a look at our top plays. And voting for the Play of the Week is live right now. Remember, you have to vote on the original post on the Mike Fussell WALB News 10 Facebook page. And straight into college football action, coming off of a tough loss to Auburn, number 7 Georgia Bulldogs hosted Kentucky in Athens today. First quarter, no score on the board yet. Jake Fromm's pass is intercepted right here, though, by Josh Allen. He gets pushed out of bounds, but Kentucky ggets the turnover with that. And they take advantage of the momentum. Austin McGinnis makes the 37-yarder right there. That's the field goal that puts Kentucky up 3-0 in the first quarter. Now Georgia hopes that they can take the lead. Fromm helps the situation with this right here. It's a 21-yard gain. He's eventually brought down. Drives down the field. The Bulldogs knocking on the door now. Nick Chubb does what Nick Chubb does best, and he takes it into the end zone right there. That puts UG up 7-3. The final, 42-13, Georgia. Now let's take a look at what's happening around college football today. Number 1 Alabama hosted Mercer. Crimson Tide rolls over the Bears 56-0. Florida State met up with Delaware State. They had no issues, 77-6 FSU. Number 6 Auburn routed Louisiana Monroe 42-14, and Georgia Tech played the Duke Blue Devils 43-20. Duke will win that. And let's look at your fishing game forecast. Your peak times are at 2 in the morning, 2:20 in the afternoon. Fishing will be good at those times.